Hey guys, Mal here, and today I've got another Touching Base for you. For those of you that haven't seen Touching Base before, it's a series where I go around and interview different groups in Rust. I started this a long time ago, and I'd been meaning to get around to doing another one when I came across Melbs and his team. If you played on Rustafied AU Long last wipe, you probably came across their compound. It was the one that walled off a huge part of the desert, including military tunnels and the stone quarry. Now just quickly before we get into this, I want to apologise for it being a bit all over the place. Usually with this series, I like to try and keep editing minimal and let it play out as the interview actually happened. However, there was so much to see and learn from Melbs and his team that the initial recording was over 3 hours long. So with that in mind, I've edited the absolute shit out of this so that it focuses on their team, their accomplishments, and their methods. In doing so, I managed to make it considerably shorter, however it jumps between different places and day or night. I was honestly amazed at how these guys play Rust and what they're able to accomplish with such a small team by doing so. They taught me a hell of a lot, which I'll be implementing into my own playstyle, as well as into future guides. Anyway, that's enough out of me. Let's get into this. So, how many people in total would you say? Like, roughly, how many active people?
4 in the core group.
What?
Yep.
He's not kidding.
Man, I'm actually fairly new to the game.
Really?
I've only been playing for about 3 or 4 months now.
Same.
But when I first started, I did give it a good thrashing. So I'm on 650 hours at the moment.
That? Are you serious? 650 hours, that's it?
Yeah.
I'm on about a K.
Holy shit, guys! This is not something that players with under 1k hours, or even under 2k hours, normally pull off. This is huge. So with a situation like this, where you've got multiple groups all living together, you're bringing people in, kicking people out, all that kind of stuff, how badly do you get screwed over when you do get screwed over by someone?
The worst that's happened to me is someone using probably about a quarter box of rockets on the inside of my base. But even then,
I'm just gonna go just die quietly after hearing that. Just a quarter box of rockets. I'll be over here just weeping in the corner. Man, has anyone tried to raid this?
No. Would you? Would you try to raid this?
No, of course I wouldn't. That's what I was asking with hesitation, man. I'm doing little explosive ammo raids, taking out 2x2s and shit, and I'm looking at this like, I'm gonna just stay away from this entire section of the map.
Yeah.
Just entirely.
Yeah,
and that's the thing as well, like, without knowing that it is so few people, especially like so few...
It's intimidating as fuck.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're going for, as well.
This is insane. Like, you've literally compounded the entirety of military tunnels and the stone quarry.
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
That's not something that normal Rust players do, guys.
Yeah, so pretty much what we've done by walling off the larger compound is to allow us to just roll on down military tunnels with M2s. And on a farm day, we'll run it, every 20 minutes for 3 or 4 hours. And by the end of that, we'll have either a box or a small boxes, box and a half of scrap after that, and it'll last us for a couple of days with other farm and obviously profit from raiding and such like that. The walls around the military tunnels took a whole large box of stone walls, and I think we put in about a dozen gates.
How long did this all take?
3 days of crafting, about 45 minutes to put up all the walls, and then probably about 4 hours to put up all the TCs. For talking about time spent farming, if you look at how much time that takes out of your average player's day, we remove pretty much all of that requirement for farming. We've got our wood from the stone quarry, we've got our stone from the stone quarry, we've got a little bit of our metal from the stone quarry, we've got our sulfur from the shop, we've got our scrap from the walled off mill tunnels. We're able to do other stuff, man. We don't have to worry about time spent farming.
Yeah.
The only thing that we do struggle with sometimes is high qual. But again, when you're recycling as many components as you get from mill tunnels, man, you come up with come up with 100 or more each run. The other good thing as well is that having these walls up secures a lot of the run to outpost. It's only the last little bit that's actually outside those walls, and we have to really worry about being jumped.
Have you been jumped with some absurd amount of stuff on the way to a
Oh
thing?
yeah, man. Oh yeah. Absolutely, we have.
Oh no.
There was one day where we were in the middle of queuing stone, and a guy came up in outpost naked with a DB and dropped us both. So obviously you can't loot bodies inside outpost with the safe zone, but anything that spills out of you can. There was a group of 3 or 4 people that saw us go in. One guy saw us doing what we were doing, saw us queuing the wood, and he's like, all right, I'll pop these guys, I'll take the cooldown on outpost, and you guys can come in and pick everything up. They ended up calling in another mate, so 2 of them were running wood back to their base. One of them was keeping us away, like just bolty, AK, blah blah blah. We ended up losing, I think, on that run close to 300,000 wood. So yeah, the wall goes right around, and all these roads down here are completely private, and Drifty could run through, hit all the barrels, hit all the crates, go and recycle, AFK while recycling, and then run the road again almost as immediately after a respawn.
Immediately, yep.
Yeah, but yeah, like if you're doing the right thing on white day, and you have a good reliable team, you can have tier 3 blueprints within like a 4 to 5 hour period on white day if you're good enough. So I just thought I'd come over here and I'd show you the different options. So we've talked a lot about outpost and trading here. Show you the different vending machines. So what we tend to do is we'll come up with 3 or 4 people with a full inventory, or at least 3 lines of stone. 3 lines of stone is, I think, 90,000 wood. 6 lots of 3k, no, 60,000, sorry. So 60,000 wood per person, so you're doing 240k at a time. Right there you can see the 25 scrap for 250 frags, so obviously 1k to 100 to 1k. You're going to have 2 people out farming pretty much at all times.
Yeah.
1 on wood and 1 on stone. You're going to have people running mill tunnels because that's your middle frags and high qual. So it's pretty much 2 people farming and 4 people running the tunnels over and over and over and over again. By 6 hours in, you're almost guaranteed to have every tier 3 blueprint that you need, and enough metal frags, etc. to come up with a base. Now, if there are turrets in here that I'm not aware of, I apologise.
I don't think there is.
Oh yeah, just a casual 6 large furnaces. Yeah.
Yeah, and the 4 refineries as well, which is
Oh
good.
yeah. Yeah,
Keeps
this
us
is
in,
what all groups are rolling with, man.
Yeah.
Keeps us in low grade, and if you come down this way, both sides of the honeycomb completely full of small furnaces.
Oh
So that's
my
how we keep our charcoal
God,
up.
yeah,
As you
of
can see in
course.
these closest furnaces, we tend to stack it with up to 5k wood at a time. So it's all about prioritization, really, and figuring out what we need to do and when.
I have got to ask, because before I actually met up with you, I found this. What the hell is this?
You missed it when it had the stage on it. It was a nightclub. We had wooden floors out to about here, a couple of peacekeeper turrets, and lots of rugs and mats and stuff on the front of it.
I gotta say, I was
we were
not
just-
expecting to find a random
Come out
RP
here and-
nightclub inside of this place.
Yeah, this was Handbone when he realised that we had fog machines and smoke machines and stuff like that with the Halloween update. He wanted to play around and experiment a bit.
Nice.
Go out for a node run, they're standing around there doing these ones, and you come back half an hour later and they're still doing the same. Start down at the front, actually, if you follow me downstairs. Over this way, yep. So this is our entrance. Obviously we've got our dump chests out the front. 3 armoured doors.
Lovely skins.
Double garage doors. Got overflow for charcoal down here. Tend to keep it in behind these armoured doors. Diving kits. So this is obviously a boat base design. That's
Yep.
the purpose of this was to keep up to 3 ribs in here, full health at all times.
Yeah,
So
that-
obviously
my
protected
God.
down here, 4 turrets in the boat area. One behind the ladder hatch with a shotgun trap above it. What you'll notice up here, if you look up as well.
Oh god.
So you've got ladder hatch, garage door, 3 shotgun traps, garage door, auto turret, garage door, 3 shotgun traps, garage door, turret,
My god.
ladder hatch, 3 shotgun traps, and then obviously into the main room with shotgun traps under each of the furnaces and an auto turret on top of each. Obviously you can see that every single part of this room is also segmentable by garage doors. So there's been a fair few gears that have gone into this base. All of the loot rooms have armoured double doors. Upstairs, got beds, a couple of lockers, fridge, barbecue. This is kind of like our overflow. At one stage this was more scrappables. So
Okay.
obviously having wall tunnels we have access to our own recycler.
Oh my god, of course you do. That is
Upstairs,
such a luxury. Oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
Upstairs we've got obviously more auto turrets, more lockers, more auto turrets, more overflow. This is our resources overflow, so when we stock up on metal frags, this is where the metal frags go. So this is our roof access, so it's boat base / heli tower. Obviously roof access up here. If it wasn't so foggy, be able to see our line of sight, range of vision. So Gotzi's shop down here, we were very easily able to counter any people who were coming to raid it. Here, take this. Zoom in on the roof. See
Yeah.
that smaller circle? Actually, double
Oh,
layers
God.
of roofs around that base. So blowing in
Yeah.
through the top as well is going to be completely fruitless. So my original shop was just in here to the right hand side out this gate. The trick is low prices, man. Honestly, there was a stage where we had a couple of large boxes of scrap floating around in our base before we had to start turning it into frags. So a really simple design. But once we had enough scrap, we started selling scrap for resources. So we were selling something like 250 scrap for, was it like 1,000 sulfur or 900 sulfur or whatever it is, 3 nuts. And people would come down here, they'd buy the scrap, cash in the resources, research their BPs, and then leave again. So this is our shop as well. If you come along and you hit 3 sulfur nodes, you can buy yourself a hazmat, a SAR, 64, 556, and 2 meds. And that's the idea, is that a brand new player can hit 3 nodes. If you come up here to this very end one and you interact with this this machine up here, you'll be able to see that you can actually trade a rock for a pickaxe. So it's not only that prices are cheap and we do people the right thing there, we enable them to do it as well. We go out of our way to allow them to do what they need to do.
And so, how has that been for you with profit? Because I
hadn't even building the shop, man, and we sold out of AKs. And the guys are like, "Are you going to restock AKs?" And I said, "Yeah, but it won't be for like about an hour and a half at this rate." And he goes, "Oh, I'll give you 2k sulfur for the one on your back right now." Then I said, "Yeah, all right, no worries." So ran back to base with a SAR, fucking something like 12k fucking sulfur on me. So on a good day, we'll pull 30k sulfur out of a shop like that, especially earlier in the
Wow.
wipe when the server poppers up.
It is huge. It is armored. Like, this is
Yeah.
vanilla. This isn't like a 3, 4, 5 times server where, you know, this is common as hell. It's vanilla. And you guys are pulling this kind of off. I don't even want to think of how many rockets raiding one of these things would be. Like,
if you got the perfect entrance into that base and you knew where you were going, you'd be looking at 180. 3 boxes of rockets to get to main loot.
Holy that is so much. Well guys, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for letting me come along and see all of this.
No, that's all good, man. More than welcome.
Just before we finish up, I always like to give groups a chance to do a shout out after I touch base with them. They didn't even hesitate in nominating a good friend of theirs who is new to Twitch streaming, and he goes by the name Hippofrogamoth. Now his stream is a little bit different from the usual. In the mornings he streams a fitness show, and then he streams his Rust custom map work later in the day. Currently he is working on recreating Lord of the Rings in a Rust map, including custom monuments straight out of Lord of the Rings. I'm extremely excited to see the map once he's finished. His link is in the description. Go check his stream out and say hi. Anyway, that's it from me for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Come on, Drifty, do it. You know you want to.
I really did.